Hello everyone, my name is Shakia and welcome to my channel, Locked and Loving It. Now during this video, I'll be sharing with you 5 questions that you can ask during your Sisterlocks consultation. I want you to keep in mind that during your consultation, it's a time for you to get to know your consultant and for your consultant to get to know you. As a consultant, I'm realizing that a lot of times, clients don't really have questions. If they do have questions, they're more along the lines of how much do Sisterlocks cost? How much are you charging me? How many inches is my hair? How much are retightenings? But there are so many other questions that you can ask to make sure that you and your consultant are a good fit. So stick around if you want to know the 5 questions that you can ask during your consultation. Okay, question number 1. Can I see pictures of your work? This is something you should be asking to see before you even book your consultation. Me personally, I would want to see somebody's work before I pay $25, $50 to have a consultation. But there are some consultants out there that prefer to show you their work in person. But I'll just say this. When you reach out to them, if they don't have an Instagram or Facebook, which some don't, ask to see their work and see how they feel about showing you pictures, because ultimately we all should have pictures, because when we are certified, we send in our pictures to the corporate office. So I'm recommending that before you even book a consultation, ask to see pictures of their work. When you're looking at their pictures, you're mainly focusing on the grid, making sure parts are clean. You're making sure that the work is neat. Sometimes establishment photos don't show the technique. Although the grid may be clean, you may want to see how the client's hair is progressing over time. In that case, you'll ask them to see a client that they've been maintaining maybe over the course of 6 months to a year, and that'll be able to help you see exactly how the client's hair is progressing. On the flip side, if you are working with a trainee, they may not have pictures. For instance, me, when I started as a trainee, I had no photos. I had someone who was brave enough to choose me as their first consultant, even though I had no clients. But what I did have was a clientele beforehand, because I did braids, I did twists, Marley twists, Senegalese twists, box braids, those type of things. So my client was able to judge my work based off those photos. So that is something you can ask a trainee. You can either ask them, hey, do you do braids? Do you do any other type of extensions that maybe I can see how well you part, or how clean your work is, how neat your work is. If your trainee doesn't have any previous clients, one thing you can do is ask to see their completed mannequin. That's the least they can do, is have a mannequin that's completed. That way you can take a look at how well they performed, at least that. Question number 2. Why did you become a Sisterlocks consultant? This question is not that deep. It's just a great icebreaker and a cool way to get to know each other. You'll be spending about 15 to 20 some odd hours with this person, so you want to get to know them, and this is a great way to start. Question number 3. How many clients do you have? This question is important because you want to know how busy your consultant is. When it comes to booking an establishment, you obviously want the best person that you see, the best person that's in your area, but you also want someone whose schedule is compatible with yours. For instance, you have to get your retightening every 4 to 6 weeks. If your consultant has 20 some odd clients, it may be more difficult to maintain a schedule with her. It's not to say you can't book your establishment with her, it's just to understand maybe how soon you're gonna have to book your retightenings. For instance, the consultant I started with, I could book my retightenings 2-3 days before. Hey, can I come in tomorrow and get a retightening? And she was free because she only maintained about 5 to 6 clients, and that's how she liked to keep it. But when I moved to Atlanta, the consultant I have here is a lot more busy. So I have to book her a month in advance in order to make sure I can get on her schedule in order to get a retightening. So it's not about who's better or who's worse. It's just about knowing who your consultant is and how busy they are and how available they're going to be to you. number 4. Is my first retightening included in the package? AKA, is it free? Because Sisterlocks headquarters, they want us to offer Sisterlock establishments in a package: consultation, establishment, first retightening, which should be free. If they don't, I don't know what process they're following, but just know that it should be included in the process and it should be free. Question number 5. This is a touchy subject and it can be a tricky question to ask, but be brave. Ask your consultant, what tool do they use to establish and retighten Sisterlocks? When we take the training for Sisterlocks, we are given 2 tools: the hook tool and this clip tool. The hook tool is the only tool, let me show you, is the only tool they should be using to establish and retighten your Sisterlocks. This thing right here is a pain, it's a pain. But this tool is the clip tool and it is used for self-retightening, which means if I want to retighten my own hair, I would use this tool. You're not required to use this tool if you retighten your own hair, but if your consultant is establishing or retightening your locks, they should only be using this tool. Don't have them retighten your hair with this tool. It will rip your hair out, okay? Bonus question. Make sure you ask your consultant how much they charge for retightnings. Obviously, we know your first retightening is free, but thereafter, you will have to pay for your retightnings. Usually, consultants charge based on an hourly rate. Sometimes it's $20 an hour, sometimes it's $25 an hour, sometimes it's $40 an hour, but it varies. So you want to make sure you know how much they charge per hour and get an idea of how long it takes them to retighten your hair. You'll be able to gauge that during your first retightening. If it takes them 5 hours and they say they charge $50 an hour, that might be how much you'll be paying the next time you come in. If they take 2 hours to do it and they say they charge $50 an hour, you know you'll probably be paying about $100 a month. So you want to make sure that you know how much they charge per hour for your retightenings. Now, retightening time frames are different based on experience. Some people take 2 hours, some people take 3 hours, some people take 4 hours, some people take 8. But you have to understand that if you're with a trainee, most likely their retightening times will be between 5 and 8 hours on average. Some of them are a lot quicker, but speed comes with time. So that's something that you should ask just to get an idea of what your monthly budget will be when it's time to retighten your hair. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching the 5 questions you can ask during your Sisterlocks consultation. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, share, subscribe to my channel. And also, if you have any questions that I didn't mention that you think would be really good to ask during a consultation, feel free to leave it in the comments below. That way we can all become well-versed in learning how to communicate better with our consultants, because that's the goal. See you next time.